Hey everyone, it is Julie here with TipRanks, and today we're taking a look at 5 strong buy dividend stocks for the month of July. So let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you all so much for being here. The month of July is upon us, and that means it is time to take a look at 5 dividend stocks that all have ex-dividend dates during the month. This means you're not going to have to wait long to start collecting that passive income. And on top of that, these dividend stocks also have a strong buy consensus from Wall Street. So we'll take a look at these companies, what it is that they do, and what those analysts are predicting for the stock's future. Also, to celebrate summer, TipRanks is having a 40% off sale. So if you've been wanting to upgrade your plan to take advantage of some of those great investment tools, now is the time to do so. Head on over to the TipRanks website to take advantage of that sale now. Now let's get right into today's dividend stocks. We found these companies using the TipRanks dividend calendar. Found under the dividend menu here on the calendar, we can see every single day here and the companies that are paying out along with those dividend details. We narrowed down our search to include strong buy stocks and went from there. First on our list of dividend stocks today is a company called HASI. They trade under the ticker HASI, currently priced at $29 per share. In the past year, their stock has climbed over 23%, and in the last 3 months is up over 5%. HASI stands for Hannon Armstrong Sustainable Infrastructure, and they focus on solutions that help reduce carbon emissions. They work to increase resilience to climate change by providing capital and specialized expertise to companies in the energy efficiency, renewable energy, and other sustainable infrastructure markets. They partner with clients to deploy real assets that help facilitate the energy transition. They have been steadily paying and increasing their dividend since 2013. And their current quarterly dividend comes in at 41 cents per share for a dividend yield of 5.35%. Their ex-dividend date is July 3rd for payment on July 12th. HASI did report an earnings beat in their last quarter back on May 7th and also announced a new $2 billion strategic partnership with KKR. For their first quarter, they reported earnings per share of 68 cents, beating estimates by 11 cents per share. They announced that new strategic partnership, saying they'll be investing in $2 billion of sustainable infrastructure assets, and the company closed $562 million of investments in the first quarter. With 9 current analyst ratings, the stock does come in as a strong buy with 7 buys and 2 holds. And analysts' average price target comes in just above $36 per share, implying an upside potential of over 23% from current prices. Down below, we can see several analysts have recently increased their price targets. On the low end, we do have 1 hold rating here with a downside of 17%, and our high-end price target comes from Oppenheimer with an upside of 65%, so a decent spread in price targets here. For our second dividend stock, we're taking a look at JPMorgan Chase. Trading under the ticker JPM, they're currently priced at $202 per share, having climbed 44.5% in the last year, gaining a couple percent in the last 3 months. JP Morgan is a global financial services company and is the largest bank in the United States. They offer services to individuals, corporations, institutions, and governments worldwide, including investment banking, commercial banking, consumer and community banking, along with wealth management and private banking. They have over 240,000 employees operating in more than 100 countries. JP Morgan has dividend payments dating back to the 1970s. Now, they did have to cut their dividend back in 2008 during the financial crisis, but they have been steadily growing it back ever since. Their current quarterly dividend sits at $1.15 for a dividend yield of 2.15%. Their next ex-dividend date is July 5th for payment at the end of the month on July 31st. They'll be sharing their second quarter results in just a couple of weeks on July 12th, and this does follow an earnings beat for their first quarter back in early April. For their Q2, analysts are anticipating earnings per share of $4.13. This follows their Q1, where they reported earnings per share of $4.44, easily beating expectations. For their first quarter, the company reported revenue of $41.9 billion and an ROE of 17%. The stock has attracted ratings from 22 analysts and does come in as a strong buy with 17 buy ratings and 5 holds. Analysts' average price target comes in just shy of $214 for an upside potential just under 6%. We do have a couple analysts that recently bumped up their price targets a little bit here, a lot coming in those mid-single digits. On the low end, we do have a hold back in May with a downside of over 8%, and just before it, our high-end price target is an upside of 14% from back in April. Third on our list today is AT&T. Their stock trades under the ticker T, currently priced right around $19 per share. They've climbed 27% in the past year, and in the last 3 months have gained 10%. AT&T is a telecommunications company providing services to consumers and businesses worldwide. They offer wireless and wireline telecom services, including cell phones, digital TV, and landlines. Their 5G network reaches around 295 million people in the U.S. alone. For decades, AT&T was well known for their stable and growing high-yield dividend payment. Now, in the last couple of years, there were some shakeups where they did spin off their Warner Brothers division, and this did result in a cut to that dividend payment. But even still, it does come in with a very attractive yield. Currently at 28 cents on a quarterly basis, that gives us a dividend yield of 5.92%, and you can see where it was cut down here back in April of 2022. Now, they just declared this most recent dividend, so it's not reflected here quite yet, but that ex-dividend date will be on July 9th for payment on August 1st. AT&T did post an earnings beat for their first quarter back near the end of April, with Q1 earnings per share coming in at 55 cents, beating estimates by 2 cents per share. The company also had revenue of $30 billion and saw free cash flow of $3.1 billion, which was up $2.1 billion year over year. Their stock currently has 12 analyst ratings, coming in as a strong buy with 9 buys and 3 holds. And their average price target comes in at $21.50, implying an upside potential of over 13%. Looking at our most recent ratings down below, on the low end we have a few buy ratings at $20, which would be an upside of 5.24%, and our most recent high-end price target comes from Tigris at $29 for an upside potential of 52%. For our next dividend stock, we're taking a look at Abbvie. Trading under the ticker ABBV, they're currently priced at $170. They've climbed 32% over the past year, and in the last 3 months are actually down 5%. Abbvie is a biopharmaceutical company that focuses on drugs to treat chronic and complex diseases. Their mission is to create innovative medicines and solutions that improve people's lives. Their product line includes drugs for the treatment of rheumatological and metabolic diseases, neurological disorders, skin diseases, cancer, and other conditions such as low testosterone. Abbvie has been growing and paying their dividend for over a decade now, and their current quarterly dividend sits at $1.55 for a dividend yield of 3.54%. Their ex-dividend date is mid-month on July 15th for payment on August 15th. And once again, we do have another company that came out with an earnings beat in their first quarter. Abbvie reported theirs back on April 26th. For their first quarter, they reported earnings per share of $2.31 compared to the estimates of $2.26. And for their first quarter, they had revenue of $12.31 billion, which did increase just under 1% year over year. Their current strong buy rating is based on 15 analyst ratings with 12 buys and 3 holds. And the average price target comes in at $185 for an upside potential of nearly 9%. Looking at these ratings down below, on the low end we do have a hold here with a slight upside of 1.1%. Our high end price target, we have a couple both at $200 for an upside of 17.5%. If you've made it all the way to our 5th dividend stock today, this is your reminder to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. 5th on our list is NiSource. They trade under the ticker NI and are priced at $28.68. Their stock has climbed 9.72% over the past year. In the last 3 months has gained over 5%. NiSource is engaged in energy solutions. They are a regulated utility company providing energy solutions to customers in 6 United States. Their mission is to provide safe, reliable energy that drives value to customers while reducing emissions and preserving natural resources. They provide electric energy to nearly 500,000 customers. NiSource just made it on to our dividends for July as their ex-dividend date comes in right at the end of the month. With an ex-dividend date of July 31st, their payment date will be on August 20th. The current quarterly dividend is 26 cents per share for a yield of 3.55%, and they have been growing this dividend for the past 9 years. Also on July 31st, they'll be sharing their next quarterly report, and this does follow a Q1 earnings beat back in May. For their first quarter, they reported revenue of $1.71 billion and earnings per share of 85 cents, beating estimates by 2 cents per share. The company also reaffirmed their 2024 earnings per share guidance. The NiSource stock does just have 6 current analyst ratings, coming in as a strong buy with 5 buys and 1 hold. And the average price target is $31.33 for an upside potential of 9.2%. Down below, we can see the latest analyst ratings here. Many analysts bumping up their price targets slightly here by $1 or $2. Our low-end price target is our one hold here with an upside of 4.6%, and our high end comes from Wells Fargo with an upside of 15%. So that is a quick look at 5 dividend stocks, all with an ex-dividend date in the month of July, and all with a strong buy consensus from Wall Street analysts. Let me know your thoughts on these companies in the comments down below, and what other dividend stocks you love. I know there's a lot of great ones out there, and I always appreciate hearing from you guys. Of course, keep in mind these videos are never a suggestion to buy or sell any specific stock, so make sure you're always sticking to your own investment plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you back here next time.